Why can't you offend Taurus? Taurus are people who embody stability, reliability, and perseverance. They are like the stone foundations on which the whole world is built, confidently and without haste, but also with inner strength, which sometimes turns out to be invaluable. And if it seems that they are always calm and collected, then do not forget that behind this external calm lies a deep inner world, which, despite its strength, is capable of being disturbed. It is important to understand why Taurus people should not be offended and what can happen when their feelings are hurt. Taurus, the epitome of stability. Taurus are people who strive for stability and peace. They do not pursue quick pleasures or rapid success. Regularity and confidence are important in their lives. Such people often look for a secluded place where they can relax and enjoy simple pleasures. A cozy home, good food, and long conversations with their loved ones. Taurus are realists. They love order, predictability, and believe in the practical side of life. It is these qualities that allow them to be strong and resilient, and they are ready to devote their lives to building a comfortable existence for themselves and for those they love. But there is more to this stability and resilience. Taurus is very attached to the things and people that they consider important. And if something or someone threatens their way of life, a storm arises that they usually do not handle so easily. Resentment is one of the most painful moments for Taurus because it affects his deepest values: reliability, security, and affection. The affections of Taurus. Taurus are people who get attached. They don't know how to quickly forget those they love. This applies to both their friends and family, as well as the people with whom they build close relationships. For Taurus, every person they form a relationship with becomes a part of their world, and if someone offends him, it's not just discontent, but a real inner pain. He is not able to simply ignore the offense, even if he does not always express his feelings. Taurus values stability in relationships and is always ready to work on them. So betrayal, lies, or ingratitude can seriously affect their perception of others. When a Taurus is offended, it strikes not only at his feelings, but also at his inner sense of security. Taurus people do not want their world to collapse, and when someone undermines the trust they have built with such difficulty, they experience it very painfully. It's not just resentment, it's a loss of a sense of control over the situation. Taurus and their resilience. Taurus people are people with incredible resilience and patience. They are not prone to quick decisions or emotional outbursts, preferring to approach problems in a measured and methodical manner. If a Taurus is offended, his first reaction is likely to be restrained rather than furious. He will worry inside, but he will try not to show it outwardly. He may withdraw into himself, not rush to express emotions, but deep down, he will be very worried. Taurus, as a rule, are not prone to open confrontations, but their silence is not always calm. Sometimes they just collect their thoughts and feelings within themselves, and then their anger becomes silent and internal. It accumulates like a silent storm that may burst out at some point. And at that moment, when Taurus's patience runs out, his reaction can be unexpected and strong. This internal process is not just anger. It is the result of the fact that Taurus, despite their apparent calmness, have a deep emotional life. They do not tolerate anything that disrupts their inner harmony. This applies not only to personal relationships, but also to professional life. Taurus values respect very much, and if someone doesn't appreciate their work, it will be perceived as a personal insult. Resentment and reaction of Taurus. When a Taurus is offended, they can withdraw into themselves and distance themselves from the person who insulted them. This may not be a direct conflict, but rather a withdrawal. Taurus people don't like open confrontations, and they often just walk away from the person who offended them, leaving them in the dark about what happened. But this detachment does not mean forgiveness. Rather, on the contrary, it may be the beginning of a process of internal condemnation. Taurus people are not inclined to forgive for a long time if they have been severely insulted. Their resentment does not dissolve over time. Sometimes they may decide to permanently stop communicating with the person who offended them. Moreover, Taurus may not express this directly, but this decision will be firm, and they will not give any explanations about this. They'll just cut off contact. For Taurus, this is a way to maintain internal balance without being subjected to additional stress. At this point, they will avoid communication and in every possible way protect their space from someone who violated their trust. For Taurus, not only physical space is important, but also emotional space. And if someone threatens this space, they will defend themselves. Taurus begins to build invisible defenses around themselves that cannot be easily destroyed. Why Taurus shouldn't be bullied? The consequences for you. If you decide to offend Taurus, be prepared for the fact that it will not go away without consequences. Even if they don't express their pain at first glance, it doesn't mean they don't feel it. Resentment against Taurus will act as a sediment that gradually accumulates in his soul. And if you don't find a way to get rid of this sediment, it can lead to emotional withdrawal, and in some cases, even to an abrupt breakup of the relationship. We must not forget that Taurus values stability, and when their peace is disrupted, they become extremely cautious and stop trusting. If the resentment was deep, they may not just stop communicating with you, but also get rid of any reminder of what caused them pain. They get rid of contacts, objects, and memories that will remind them of the trauma. How not to offend Taurus. If you want to maintain a good relationship with Taurus and not be among those who offended him, it is important to remember a few key points. Be honest. Taurus values sincerity and directness. If you want to say something, it's better to say it directly, but with respect. Lying or not saying, it can hurt their feelings a lot. Don't violate their trust. Taurus does not forgive betrayal. If you promised something and didn't keep your word, it can be a big insult to Taurus. Respect their space. Taurus needs their own space to rest and recover. Don't break it and don't ask too much of them. Don't manipulate them. Taurus is very sensitive to manipulation, especially if it concerns their feelings or finances. They perceive such actions as betrayal and may distance themselves from you. Appreciate their hard work and efforts. Taurus people value their work and are willing to work hard. Insulting or underestimating their efforts can deeply hurt their feelings. Taurus is a stable, calm, and reliable people who strive for peace and harmony. But when they are offended, they are capable of a very strong and lasting reaction. Resentment for Taurus is not just an emotion, but the destruction of his inner world. He does not forgive betrayal and lies, and his resentment can have long-term consequences. To maintain a good relationship with Taurus, it is important to respect their values, trust, and personal space.